All right, guys. With that down and out of the way, let's talk about this. Jeff, when we did our last stream, we obviously were reacting to none other than the Xbox Game Showcase, and we even were reacting. I think it was during Fortnite Friday or afterwards. We were reacting to the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
And we've had some time now. It's been what, about a week since those two showcases. I want to talk about like some of the things that stood out to us about the Xbox Game Showcase, the Summer Game Fest. The Summer Game Fest was first, so let's start there.
Yes.
There were about, I would say, there was probably, I don't know, probably about, a dozen games that really were interesting to me.
Yeah.
But the ones that really captured my attention was really like a list of four.
About the same for me.
Yeah, I was really interested in what they did with Atomic Heart.
Yeah, that one.
Creating an Atomic Heart 2 was very fascinating to me.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that because I know the Atomic Heart game didn't do bad, but didn't do like outstandingly good. I actually played it. It was actually a lot of fun. Like the combat kind of felt like bullcrap at sometimes. You just get nuked sometimes. Like all of a sudden you're walking around, you see a android in full black suit, all of a sudden just starts cyclopsing you from X-Men. No joke. And I'm like, where was this? Why did this happen? But yeah, so I definitely did like the game. And it is interesting because there's so many different elements in that game. Like it kind of feels like it had too much going on at the same time. It just felt like there was just so much deeper meaning to everything that you did, and it just kind of felt a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Well, because like there's zombies, plant-based creatures trying to eat you, androids losing or going crazy, all that type of stuff. It's just everywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree. The first Atomic Heart was wild and wacky. This one, I mean, you can tell it's down the exact same vein as the first one. Yeah. The other one that was really interesting to me, though, that was within the Atomic Heart universe was the Cube.
Yeah,
that was really. I was like, what the hell?
I have no idea what that's about. I just know it takes place in the Atomic Heart universe. So I'm curious, like, what is this cube? What is this, like?
It's like it like revolves almost like a Rubik's Cube or whatever.
That's the word I was trying to search. Like it's a giant Rubik's Cube. Like, what is this? I want to know more.
Yeah, same. I definitely do as well. Okay. The two though that really captured, at least for me, Summer Game Fest. I mean, there was a number of games, Jeff, but the two games that were like, okay, this is what I am hyped about is Resident Evil Requiem and surprisingly ill. Another horror game that is like a shooter that's similar to kind of reminds me of Fear. Did you ever play Fear, by the way?
No, I didn't.
It was like the First Encounter Assault Recon. It was an absolutely terrifying shooter, first-person shooter, terrifying experience.
First-person horror games are just so underrated. And I think when Resident Evil Biohazard came out, it was when like, hey, this could work.
Yeah.
So I think it's what like made like PT blow up so much is that it's a first-person horror game.
Yeah. No, I agree, dude. Yeah. PT, what I think was terrifying. Well, it kind of gave you that Outlast vibe.
Yeah, that's
not being able to defend yourself.
That's another first-person horror game that's really scary.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I would argue that
Trials is just as bad.
I would argue that Outlast is one of the scariest games ever made. I think Outlast 2 was absolutely terrifying. I mean, it's just the idea of not having a weapon that you can defend yourself and you
feel utterly helpless. That's what like felt like really good about Alien Isolation. Like
100%.
You feel helpless. I mean, yeah, you can kill them, but it's hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you're like hiding in lockers and like hiding from the alien and stuff. That was crazy.
That's such a good. I know it sounds messed up, but it's such a good feeling to feel terrified.
What did you? Okay, well, obviously you and I were both on the same page with Resident Evil. Now that we've had about a week to think about it and like kind of dissect it, what? Okay, I gotta get this off my chest here about Resident Evil Requiem. I had mentioned during the Xbox Game Showcase that I thought I read an article that the main playable character was going to be Ethan, and it was not. That was not.
No.
That wasn't correct. The person that I was reading about that was saying, I guess it was, who was it? Trying to remember the leaker, but he said that the playable character was going to be more Leon than Grace.
My boy.
Yes. But apparently Capcom has said that Grace is the main character,
Yes.
which makes sense. But I would have loved to see Leon as
Well, who knows? He might show up.
he might show up as a playable character, or maybe
Just like a
who
side character
knows?
like Chris. Like in the
Correct.
last. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. That man need to retire.
What did
Leon
you
been through it?
what did you think about Resident Evil? And we're going to be talking about more Resident Evil Requiem here in a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
But like, just overall thoughts about. Let's get your like. What were your games from the Summer Game Fest?
So the two that caught my eye the most are obviously Requiem. I'm only been a recent Resident Evil fan because I recently played Biohazard and Village, which both are great. But when I was a kid, I bought this game off a buddy of mine from school. It was Resident Evil 2, the original on the PS2. That game scared the absolute crap out of me, and I loved it. And it was like my first M-rated game ever, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And so what I did notice about, first of all, I'm happy it's going back to Raccoon City, what's left of it. And I'm actually excited to see where the story goes from here, because this character that was in the trailer, we've already seen this character as a kid in one of the older games. She was the she's the daughter, I forget the real name of her, but she's the daughter of a reporter that
It was like Alyssa Ashcroft.
Yeah, Ashcroft. Yeah, Alyssa Ashcroft. She was one of the main reporters that helped expose Umbrella for like all the crap that they were doing.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with Requiem, because you're obviously getting kind of like a kudos to the past work of like Resident Evil and what Capcom's built up to this point.
Yeah.
But going back to Raccoon City, apparently, and this is the other thing that this leaker was saying, they had mentioned that Raccoon City is just kind of like a stop, like almost like a chapter you spend there. You don't spend the entire game there.
So, if
so I
that's
don't
the
know
case,
if that's
you probably will spend time in Raccoon City because there's a lot of stuff hidden underground in Raccoon City from Umbrella, and you might even go back to that mansion, what's left of it.
yeah.
That'd be cool to see from RE1.
Yeah, that would be wild. What
Shark? I remember that shark for no reason. They had a shark in a freaking like a fountain pond in the courtyard. I was like, why do you have a shark? Why is he here? This poor guy.
What else stood out to you with the Summer Game Fest?
Dying Light the Beast. That's a game that I've been waiting for a minute. As soon as I heard it was coming out, my boy told me about it, and I was like, I'm ready. I was like, because he was telling me like, oh, they're making a new Dying Light game. Like, I'm not interested in playing. I did enjoy 2, but I was like, I want to see Kyle Crane. Like, well, guess what? This one does have Kyle Crane. I'm like, oh, okay, you got my attention.
Yeah.
I think there was one thing. The one thing that I noticed that people liked more about Dying Light 1 than 2 is because in Dying Light 1, Crane's very, I'm just gonna say, foul-mouthed. The guy curses a lot, but it's like a very human reaction. Like I distinctly remember.
Do you mean to like being in that situation?
Yeah, like he's he's very vocal, but he's also very human. Instead of just being like a character from a story.
Right.
And I even forget the guy you play as in Dying Light 2. It was a good game, don't get me wrong. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy 1 better than 2.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, no way. I like the second one.
Second one, like I said, second one's good by no means, but I just enjoyed the first one better.
Yeah. And the Beast is probably going to be something really. I think it's going to be something special for sure.
I think it's going to be so much fun because I remember watching one of the clips from it, and you see Kyle Crane catch a freaking cinder block hammer and chuck it at the guy. I'm like, who trained this man? Why is he so swole? Just literally stops a concrete brick from hitting him in the face, grabs the hammer, and then just proceeds to beat the absolute shit out of this one zombie. I'm like, okay, you good, homie?
Yeah. Well, Dying Like the Beast is something that can, relatively soon. We're going to get our hands on it,
Yeah,
and
2 months.
that'll quench our thirst for games like we'll be talking about
Oh my God,
we'll be talking about State of Decay.
That's going to take up a good chunk of my time. I guarantee that.
Yeah, yeah, and so I'm excited about Dying Light. Obviously, we'll be talking about Gears of War here shortly, but yeah, I mean, I think that Dying Like the Beast is probably the first up and coming game here that we're going to be getting. That
Oh, I just remembered something too.
What's
If
that?
you actually bought the premium edition for Dying Light 2, you actually get the Beast for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No way.
you get Dying Light the Beast for free.
Yeah. And I mean, look, guys, Dying Light the Beast is going to be different. It's going to be different than like State of Decay.
Oh yeah,
It'll be different than a lot of these other, zombie or these other horror games. But what I'm saying is that it's something that we can look forward to while we're waiting for more information about State of Decay or other some of these other horror games like Resident Evil Requiem, Ill, and whatever. But yeah, let's change gears here to the Xbox Game Showcase. So the Xbox Game Showcase,
kind of lackluster if you ask me.
yeah, I didn't think, I'm with you. I was not.
Don't get me wrong, there were some good titles, but just overall, it kind of just felt like
It was a step down from Summer Game Fest.
yeah.
Just, for me, Jeff, I would say that the games that kind of stood out to me when it came to the Xbox Game Showcase, obviously Gears of War Reloaded.
Yeah, I mean that was for that.
Yeah,
one.
that was. But yeah, Gears of War Reloaded was definitely up there for me. Clockwork Revolution.
That's got my attention.
That seemed
I'll
really
be honest,
interesting.
it's got my attention just from the looks of it. It reminds me so much of BioShock.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of like that steampunk, kind of like pseudo steampunk with like some bits of magic mixed in there. I'm curious, and I'm very curious like how like the time traveling is gonna work on that.
Yeah. Same.
How can you rewrite history? I think that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious if there's gonna be like moral decisions, like you rewrite history for your benefit and not just everyone else's.
Right.
I'm curious if you can do that. Among other things. Not to mention the weapon customization, like the weapon modifications look so good. I'm excited to see what else you can do with it.
Yeah. The other one that seemed interesting to me was the Invincible fighter.
That's very interesting because I think this is like the first like actual Invincible video game besides like some mobile game that I heard of. But it looks interesting. It looks kind of like cartoonish, but I think that's what they were going for because Invincible itself is very cartoonish. The show is kind of like it's basically like a kind of like a rom-com sometimes, or like a family drama comedy.
Yep.
Only in like really in the third season is when shit gets real.
Yeah.
And like
I haven't really followed it that much, probably as much as you have.
It's funny. I still find it funny that both the voice actor for Conquest and Mark have fought each other in another universe written by the same comic artist, The Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Conquest is voiced by Jeffrey D. Morgan, and Mark, he's voiced by, I forget his actual name, but he's voiced by Glenn from The Walking Dead. And as you know, Negan beat the crap out of Glenn, killed him, and this one, it's the opposite. Glenn's voice actor beats the hell out of Jeffrey D. Morgan, where it's very similar. Both get their heads caved in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a funny thing that happened twice.
That's wild.
Yeah. And it's also by the same guy who wrote both comics, which is just funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But I'm very interested in it. I've got like a semi passion for fighting games. They're all right.
It depends on what it is.
Depends on
right?
what it is. Like there was one. I think Fighters probably had my most attention because it was one of the ones that I was actually pretty good at. I wouldn't say I wasn't the best. I was definitely not. But it was one of those games that just I liked and I enjoyed playing it. And it was one of those games where it didn't matter which character you picked because they have their own unique combos, but like they all have raw combos that every character shares.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like easier to pick up certain characters if you want to try them out. And most experience I probably have is with Mortal Kombat franchise. I played a lot of Mortal Kombat 10 when Jason came out, and I was pretty good at Jason, like because he's like my favorite horror movie character of all time. And you don't see much Jason collabs. You don't see many of those.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm interested. So I played a lot of Mortal Kombat 9. I tried one. I gave one a very good shot. I really tried, but just everything felt so sluggish.
Yeah, you just had a hard time with it.
Not really having a hard time with it. It's just the combat and like the cameo system kind of sucked because like you had side characters that should have been in the game to begin with, but they're not. They're just side characters that just assist you.
Mm-hmm.
With Invincible, it looks like it's going to be 4-person assist system, which is fine. That's what Fighters did, except it wasn't 4, it was 3. But at least you'll be able to play those assist characters as actual characters and not just have them on the assist.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Mortal Kombat, not Mortal Kombat. Well, actually, no. What Mortal Kombat did wrong is with the cameo system.
Yeah, we had a Mortal Kombat tournament in here, and it was highly competitive. And
it is a very highly competitive game.
Very competitive, and I mean, the amount of combos and just everything that you have to learn, it's crazy.
Much with it,
you can do so much, yeah.
But like with Mortal Kombat and most of these fighting games in general, it just becomes so boring when you watch someone just doesn't let you play the game. Like, I want a chance to fight back. Like, I don't want to just sit in a corner, get my shit ran. It's like one of the worst things that can happen to you to fight a game, like to the point where you're just like, man, I might as well just put down my controller. Like, there's no point.
Yeah, no, for sure.
When you just get dogged that hard, it just like, why do I want to play this?
Yeah. Ruinya says, yeah, a bunch of people played the Requiem demo and compared the demo portion to Alien Isolation. No guns, monsters stalking you. No way, dude. Really?
Yep.
That is gonna be terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
In a Resident Evil title. I mean, so that kind of sounds a little bit like Village, or not Village, Biohazard.
Yeah,
a little
because Village
bit.
was more like stand and fight.
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
While Biohazard, you can do that. I mean, it's like the same thing you do with all like the Resident Evil games. Is that you can stand and fight. I don't recommend it because bullets are finite, but you could do it.
Yeah,
that's why like I like watching people do Resident Evil Hardcore, where there's barely any ammo, there's barely any healing supplies, and if you get grabbed by a basic zombie, game over. You got to restart from the beginning.
Oh man.
Like, I give props to people who do those runs.
Yeah.
Or like what I've seen a lot of people do recently is do randomizers for Resident Evil.
Rooney also says, did you guys see any of Brant Fitzgerald's co-creator of SOD brief Reddit comments regarding the absence of State of Decay at the Xbox Game Showcase? No, I did not. I did not. We'll have to look that up for sure. Yeah, definitely did not see that. This co-creator, so you know that'll be interesting. But we're gonna get to State of Decay 3 here in a sec. The other thing, though, Jeff, obviously we didn't get State of Decay 3, we didn't get Fable, we didn't get E-Day at the Xbox Game Showcase, but we got Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
We got Black Ops 7, which I stated it during the Xbox Game Showcase, and I'm gonna double down on it. And look, here's the thing, guys.
Sucks.
The Call of Duty Black Ops 7 trailer. I have been a massive COD fan.
Yeah.
Really since COD 4, and then really got into it with Modern Warfare 2 in 2009. And I've been a massive fan of the franchise since then. But
I enjoyed Ghost. I did play Ghost. Ghost was my first Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, Ghost had things about it that were really interesting for sure. Like great campaign.
Yeah, the campaign.
Extinction was really cool. I loved Extinction.
Extinction was cool, but it's not zombies.
It's not zombies, no. But they should do a zombies Extinction merger, where you have zombies and aliens in the same universe. That'd be really.
I'd rather just have a zombies game, like just a COD zombies game instead of it just being like a side game.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
I think that would be cool, where it's just all the maps and just make it separate from the main game itself.
Yeah,
probably be better, to be honest, because people will buy that because people like zombies more than multiplayer.
Zombies is awesome, but yes. I think
they did say oh, I'm sorry.
Well, when they showed off the Black Ops 7 trailer, when we were watching it at first, we're like, okay, is this Halo? Is it Mass Effect? I mean, don't get me wrong, guys.
I thought it would be a new IP.
The character models looked great. Like, some of the graphics looked awesome, but you were mentioning Quantum Break.
Yeah, it just gave me like Quantum Break vibes.
Yeah.
And then like it either could have been that or just like a whole new IP in general. And then he says Mason. I'm like, no, no,
here we
don't
go.
do it. Don't do it. Don't
And
you
then they
do
did it.
And then they did it. Yeah. Just like, why? And why Black Ops? Like, I get Black Ops 6 was good. And it was like one of the only few Call of Duties to actually like get me back into it. The last one that did that was the Modern Warfare remake.
Mm-hmm.
In like
2019.
No, 2016. It was the 2016 one. That was Modern Warfare 2, which was 2019. Pretty sure. Not sure. But
Well, because 2016 I thought was Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, that's right. You were right. Yeah, so it was 2019.
But anyway, yeah, I know.
Anyway, it was like one of the only COD games to actually just rope me back into COD, and I actually put a lot of time into both of those games.
Mm-hmm.
And I put more time into zombies. Be honest, the zombies I loved. As much as people gave crap to the zombies in that game being so different from like OG, I actually enjoyed it.
Look, I liked Black Ops 6. I think there were some really cool things. 2v2 gunfight is awesome.
2v2 gunfight's cool. The omnidirectional movement could have used a little bit more fine tuning. I did enjoy the new damage to surface areas for people. They added more like hitbox, like more micro hitboxes that do different things to the whole, like just the characters in general, which was cool because it really does suck when you shoot someone in the chest with a shotgun, they don't die. It really does suck when that happens.
Yeah, I didn't really like the campaign. I thought the campaign was kind of. I thought it was weird. I wasn't a fan of it.
I didn't play it, but from one of my buddies who is a hardcore COD fan, he did enjoy the campaign and he did enjoy like the zombies Easter egg that was in it because it kind of hinted that like the Black Ops universe is hooked to the zombies universe, so like they're connected, which is cool. It's a nice little Easter egg for that. And like there was a lot of like OG music that was in it that was really cool.
Yeah.
So, from what I heard, the campaign did pretty well. I don't know. I didn't play it. Do I plan on playing it? Probably not.
Yeah, so all in all, even though it was just a teaser trailer, guys, I thought, and I stated it during the Xbox Game Showcase, I think after watching it a few times, it was the worst Call of Duty trailer I have ever closely observed, ever witnessed. Like, it just did not look. Graphically, it looks good and all of that. It doesn't feel like COD.
If it was
like, it just doesn't seem like a Call of Duty title.
That's not guaranteed what the game's going to look like, too. That's just their announcement trailer. We didn't even see gameplay.
No gameplay. Yep. Yeah. Well, we saw like it looks like they might be bringing Blackout back.
Blackout would be fine. I mean,
I don't know though. I'm not sure if that's for sure happening. Blackout was kind of cool,
just like the way it was like structured. I did play it for a little bit. I only dropped in the zombies areas, like Alcatraz. That's all I dropped. But it was cool, I guess. But it was nice to like see some of the hardcore COD fans like a lot of the lootable locations, which were basically just the maps from the game itself.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But another thing they said is, back to zombies, obviously, is that they're going to go back to what they did previously with zombies, like just make it more round-based traditionally, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
I just wish they would add more modes. Like you have round based, and then you also have where kind of like Extinction, you could actually beat the game mode.
Yeah,
I thought like something like that where there's a story progress. I don't know.
Or better yet, what they might do is they might try both. They might have like
that's what I mean. That's what I would like.
I would like that too. Like have some maps be open world, like the
Warzone map or whatever.
Not the Warzone map, but more zombie maps that are like kind of what they did with Black Ops 6 zombies. Like just have kind of like everything open.
Yeah.
But still have some designated choke points. It wouldn't be too bad.
No, that'd be interesting. Yeah. But
I just think
overall,
it's too early.
Dude. Yeah, they should have done something else. Not a Black Ops, but nonetheless, I mean it's another cash grab. I mean,
it's gonna sell.
It'll sell for sure. But did you like the Summer Game Fest or Xbox Game Showcase more?
Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, same. What did you guys think though about the Xbox Game Showcase, the Summer Game Fest? What are the things that you guys really liked? What was missing to you guys? State of Decay 3 for us, obviously. But what did you guys think about it? Jump down to the comment section down below and let us know your thoughts.